Listen, my dear. I am going to share something with you that might seem completely unbelievable initially, but please keep listening because what I am about to explain has transformed the lives of so many individuals who were precisely in your position, looking at their finances as if it were a bad joke. This evening, you will discover the old practice of summoning money directly, and I assure you, the cosmos is paying much closer attention than you might think. I understand what is going through your head. You are there questioning whether this will be just another feel-good manifestation clip, where someone advises you to simply have good thoughts while your debts stack up like uninvited guests during the holidays. I truly understand. You have attempted the dream boards. You have said the positive phrases until you were hoarse. You have seen every manifestation expert online. You have purchased the stones. You have set the goals. And still, money acts like you are in a never-ending game of hide and seek. But money is extremely skilled at hiding. And you are tired of looking. Here is the reality most people avoid telling you. You have been summoning money incorrectly all this time. You have been yelling into emptiness like a person trying to get a phone signal in a remote area, questioning why the cosmos has you on ignore. However, what if I informed you that money, similar to all things in this wonderful universe, answers to detail, to purpose, to being summoned by its real name? What if the explanation for your financial requests seeming to go unanswered is that you have been talking in broad terms when the cosmos only understands details? Let me describe this for you. Think about entering a packed space and shouting, "Hey you, does anyone believe a person will turn around with excitement?" Most likely not. They will glance around puzzled, perhaps a bit irritated, questioning if you are addressing them or another. But use someone's real name. Look at them directly and talk with purpose and observe how fast they answer. See how they pay attention, how they focus entirely on you, how they are prepared to interact. The universe functions in the very same manner, my dear. When you generally desire more money or financial wealth, or just broadly wish that situations improve, you are essentially sending out the spiritual version of a group email that no one opens. The cosmos receives countless of those every day from individuals across the globe. But when you summon money by its particular name with intention and accuracy and complete clearness, suddenly you have sent a custom invitation with a wax stamp and all, and the universe replies with a definite yes. Now let's discuss why this is more important than you know. Because I can already sense some of you believing this is just wordplay, just manipulating terms. But words, my dear, are everything. Words built worlds. In the start was the Word. Recall, your words are not merely noises moving through air. They are creative powers, they are commands, they are requests being fulfilled in real time. Each thing in your life at this moment is a direct outcome of the words you have been saying, the ideas you have been having, the tales you have been telling yourself about what is possible for you. The issue is most individuals are unintentionally inviting lack into their lives with the exact words they use each day. You get up, look at your bank balance and state, "I am so poor." You notice something you desire and instantly say, "I cannot pay for that." Someone asks you to go somewhere and you refuse with, "Money is very limited currently." You observe prosperous people and think, "That must be nice. Money just comes to them easily, not to individuals like me." And the universe, being the ideal helper it is, being the most compliant genie you could ever picture, says your desire is my command and provides exactly what you requested. You requested poor, you receive poor. You requested cannot afford it. You get more scenarios where you cannot pay for things. You requested limited money, and money pulls itself away from you. But this is where it becomes really interesting. And I need you to truly grasp this because it will change everything. The universe works on a rule that ancient knowledge keepers understood, that spiritual seekers have known for ages, and that modern quantum science is only now starting to understand. Everything is energy, and energy answers to vibration. Your words carry vibration. Your thoughts carry vibration. Your feelings carry vibration. And money, my dear, is energy too. It is not just paper and metal and digits on a screen. It is a current, a movement, a power that travels through the universe, looking for paths to move through. It flows. It travels. It answers to the frequency you are sending out like a radio station answers to the tuner. When you summon money by name, When you talk to it with detail and expectation and total confidence, you are adjusting your frequency to match its frequency. You are finally talking the same language. You are no longer trying to have a discussion in English with someone who only understands French and wondering why they are not getting you. You are matching the vibration. You are aligning with the flow. You are becoming a magnet instead of something that pushes away. Think of it like this, and this illustration truly makes it clear for me. If I told you to go find a thing somewhere in your home, you would probably stand there confused, correct? You would look around wondering what thing, where, why. How would you even know when you found it? But if I said, go get the blue ceramic mug with the broken handle on the second shelf of your kitchen cabinet, the one you bought from that small store on your trip 3 years ago, you would know precisely what to do. You would have a clear picture in your head. You would go directly to it. You would identify it immediately when you saw it. The universe requires that same level of clearness from you. Not unclear desires, not general wishes, not hopeful thinking, but specific named requests that carry intention and authority and complete certainty. So, let's get real, because I am not here to just fill your mind with nice ideas that sound good, but do not actually change your financial situation. I am here to provide you with a technique that truly works that you can use tonight right after you finish viewing this, that will begin changing your financial reality right away. And just to be clear, some of this might seem a bit weird at first, possibly even awkward. But remember, feeling strange and being powerful frequently go together. Every powerful person I have ever met has been ready to do things that made them feel a little silly at first. First, and this is completely non-negotiable, you are going to stop using lack language right away. I mean immediately. From this moment on, every single time you notice yourself stating, I am broke, or I cannot afford it, or money does not come to me, or I am not good with money, or any version of shortage and restriction, you are going to stop mid-sentence if you must, bite your tongue, catch yourself, because every time you speak those words, you are placing an order with the universe for more of exactly that experience. Instead, you are going to rephrase. And this is not false positivity where you act like everything is okay when it is not. This is conscious creation. This is speaking from the reality you are building instead of the reality you are moving away from. So, instead of I'm broke, try I'm in the process of calling in my money right now. Instead of I can't afford it, say I'm choosing to direct my resources elsewhere right now. Or even better, I'm calling in the money for that. Instead of money is so hard for me, say money flows to me easily, and I'm getting better at receiving it every day. See the difference? One broadcasts lack and limitation. The other broadcasts choice and expectation and movement towards something better. The universe is always listening, always responding, always creating your next moment based on this one. So, make sure you're saying what you actually want to experience. Second, you're going to get specific about the money you need. And I mean extremely specific, down to the penny specific. So specific it might feel like too much, but that's exactly the goal. Do not just say you need money. That tells the universe nothing. Money for what? How much? By when? For what reason? Give me details. If you need $3,247 for your car repair, then that is the precise number you say. Not around 3,000 or a couple thousand, but 3,247. If you need $532 for groceries this month, say that. If you need $15,000 to pay off your credit card, name that number. If you need $200,000 for a house down payment, claim that amount. The universe does not do vague, it does precision. It is like a cosmic Amazon warehouse. And when you place an order, it needs to know exactly what item to send you. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to write down the exact amounts of money you need. Not guesses, not approximations, exact numbers. And I want you to write down what each amount is for. Create a list. Make it real. Make it solid. Do not be shy. Do not round down to seem more reasonable. Do not reduce your needs to seem less greedy. Be honest. Be specific. Call that money by its numerical name. Third, and this is where it gets really interesting, where the magic really starts to happen. You're going to give your money a job. Money loves having purpose. It wants to know what it's being called for. It wants to know what mission it's going on. Money without purpose is like an employee without a job description just wandering around not knowing what to do. But money with clear purpose, that money moves heaven and earth to get to you because it knows it's needed. It knows it has work to do. So when you call that $3,247, you don't just say the number. You say, I'm calling in $3,247 for my car repair so I can safely get to work and continue building my abundant life and serving my purpose in this world. See what we did there? We gave the money a name, a specific numerical name. We gave it a purpose, the car repair, and we connected it to your larger vision, your ability to work, to be safe, to build abundance, to serve. That's an invitation the universe can work with. That's a prayer that gets answered. Or let's say you need money for your rent. Don't just say, I need rent money. Say, I'm calling in $1,500 for my rent due on the 1st of the month, so I can live in peace and security and have a safe space to create my dreams and rest my body. You're attaching meaning. You're attaching purpose. You're attaching it to your well-being and your bigger vision. The universe responds to that level of intention. Fourth, you're going to practice speaking to money like it's already yours. This is where most people stumble because they think it's lying. They think it's being delusional. They think they're pretending. It's not lying, darling. It's claiming. And there's a massive fundamental difference between those two things. When you say, thank you for the $3,247 that's coming to me, you're not being delusional. You're operating from faith. You're speaking from the end result. You're treating money like the faithful friend it wants to be, already celebrating its arrival before it shows up in your physical reality. This is how the universe works. This is how creation happens. Faith calls things into being. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You have to see it in your mind before you see it in your bank account. You have to feel it as real before it becomes real. You have to thank it before it arrives because that thanksgiving is what opens the channel for it to flow through. Doubt pushes things away. Worry repels, but faith and gratitude, those are magnets of the highest order. So start talking about your money in present and future tense. Never in wishful past tense. Not I wish I had money, but money flows to me constantly. Not maybe one day I'll be abundant, but I am abundant and my abundance is increasing every single day. Not I hope money comes, but money is coming to me right now in expected and unexpected ways. Feel the difference in those statements. Feel how one makes you feel small and hopeful in a desperate way while the other makes you feel powerful and expectant in a confident way. Fifth, and this might be my favorite part because it's so simple yet so profound. You're going to stop treating money like it's the enemy or some mysterious force that only likes other people. So many of us have this adversarial relationship with money. We resent it. We're suspicious of it. We think it's evil or corrupting. We think people who have it are somehow less spiritual or less good. We've got all these weird stories about money that we picked up from our parents, from our culture, from our religion, from our past experiences of not having enough. But here's the truth. Money is neutral. It's energy. It's a tool. It flows to whoever calls it with the clearest signal, whoever has the least resistance, whoever treats it like a welcome friend instead of a necessary evil. So start talking to money like you're in a relationship with it, because you absolutely are. You're in a relationship with money whether you acknowledge it or not. And right now for most of you it's a dysfunctional relationship full of resentment and mistrust and disappointment. What if you treated money like a beloved friend? What if you greeted it every morning? Say good morning to money when you wake up. Thank money when it shows up. Even if it's just a penny on the sidewalk. Even if it's just $1 in your pocket you forgot about. Even if it's just your regular paycheck that you expect. Acknowledge every bit of money that flows to you, no matter how small, because that tells the universe you're paying attention and you're grateful. And gratitude, my dear, is the fastest way to multiply anything in your life. I want you to start keeping what I call a prosperity journal. Every single day, write down every bit of money that came to you. Your paycheck, yes, but also that refund you got, that $5 your friend paid you back, that discount at the store, that free coffee someone bought you. Count it all. Acknowledge it all. Thank it all. Because when you start seeing how much money actually flows to you, even now, even when you think you don't have enough, you realize that money is already coming to you. You're just not acknowledging it. You're not appreciating it. And so the universe thinks you don't want more because you're not even noticing what's already arriving. Now, here's a little technique I want you to try tonight, and I'm serious about this. This is not optional. If you actually want to change your financial life, this is your homework from the universe. Before you go to sleep, sit quietly for just 5 minutes. Turn off the television. Put your phone down. Get centered. Take 3 deep breaths to calm your mind and drop into your heart. Then out loud if you're alone, or in your mind if you have to because you have roommates or family around. Speak directly to the universe. Talk to it like it's your best friend, your loving parent, your devoted partner. Say something like this and you can adjust the words to fit your situation. Universe, God, Source, whatever name feels right to you. I'm calling in exactly the money I need. I'm calling in $12,000 to pay off my credit card debt and free myself from that burden. I'm calling in $3,000 to build my emergency fund so I can sleep peacefully at night. I'm calling in $2,000 for that course I want to take that will help me grow my skills and my income. I'm calling in $500 extra this month for groceries and breathing room. I call this money by name. I call it with purpose. I call it with absolute faith and expectation. I claim it as already mine, already on its way, already moving through the universe toward me right now. I thank you for delivering it to me in perfect timing, in ways that surprise and delight me through channels expected and unexpected. I am ready to receive. I am open to receive. I am grateful to receive. And so it is. Do you feel that? Do you feel the shift that happens when you speak with that kind of clarity and authority? That's not begging. That's not hoping. That's commanding. That's claiming. That's you moving from victim to creator. From powerless to powerful. From someone who wishes for money to someone who calls it forth by name. The universe responds to people who know what they want and aren't afraid to ask for it specifically, confidently, with absolute certainty that it's already theirs. Confidence is magnetic. Clarity is powerful. Specificity is unstoppable. And you, my dear, are about to become all three. You're about to step into a version of yourself that speaks a different language, thinks different thoughts, expects different results. And that version of you, that version attracts money like a magnet, attracts metal. But let's address the elephant in the room, because I know some of you are thinking, this sounds great. This sounds amazing. But what if it doesn't work? What if I call money by name and nothing happens? What if I do everything you're saying and I'm still broke next month? What if this is just another thing that works for other people, but not for me? I hear you. I understand that fear. But here's what I know from years of watching this work, from experiencing it myself, from seeing it transform lives over and over again. The universe has never once failed to respond to genuine faith backed by action. Notice I said backed by action. This is crucial. You can't just sit on your couch, call money by name, and expect it to materialize out of thin air while you eat chips and watch reruns and do absolutely nothing different with your life. That's not how this works. The universe responds to faith plus action. It meets you halfway. It sets up the opportunities, but you have to walk through the doors. It arranges the circumstances, but you have to show up. It sends you the ideas, but you have to implement them. So when you call money by name with purpose and specificity, you also have to be willing to move. You have to do your part. You have to take the inspired actions that come to you. When you get the sudden urge to call that person you haven't talked to in months, make that call. When you see that job posting that makes your heart skip, apply for it. When someone mentions an opportunity and something in you lights up, follow that light. When you get an idea for a side business or a way to add value, take action on it. The universe sets up the dominoes, but you have to be willing to flick the first one and trust that the rest will fall in perfect sequence. And here's something else that's absolutely crucial. Something that trips people up all the time. When money starts showing up, and it will. I promise you it will. You have to receive it without guilt or suspicion or self-sabotage. This is huge. So many people finally call money in. It starts flowing. Things start shifting, and then they panic. They think it's too good to be true. They wonder what they did to deserve it. They feel guilty for having money when other people don't. They immediately spend it all to get rid of the discomfort of having it. They create some emergency or crisis that eats up the money, because somewhere deep down they don't believe they deserve to keep it. Stop that nonsense right now. You called it by name. You gave it purpose. You claimed it with faith. You took the actions. You did the work. You absolutely deserve every single penny that comes to you. Receive it with joy, with gratitude, with the confidence of someone who knows they're in partnership with an abundant universe that wants them to thrive. Don't apologize for your abundance. Don't minimize it. Don't hide it. Don't sabotage it. Receive it, celebrate it, steward it well, and use it to create more good in your life and in the world. I've seen this work in the most remarkable, miraculous, absolutely mind-blowing ways. I've watched people call in the exact amount they needed down to the cent, and have it show up within days through the most unexpected channels. A check in the mail they forgot about from some old insurance claim. A new client who found them out of nowhere and wanted exactly what they offered. A refund they didn't expect from something they'd written off months ago. A bonus at work that wasn't scheduled. An investment that suddenly paid out. A stranger who paid for their groceries. An opportunity that fell into their lap fully formed. The universe is wildly, creatively, joyfully abundant in how it delivers. But it always delivers when you call with clarity and faith and expectation. I remember one person who needed exactly $6,712 for a medical procedure. They called that exact amount by name, gave it that specific purpose, thanked it in advance. Within 2 weeks, they got a call about an old savings bond their grandmother had bought for them 20 years ago that had finally matured. And when they cashed it in, guess what? $6,712 exactly. That's not coincidence. That's the universe responding to a clear, specific call. Another person needed $3,000 for their rent by the end of the month, and had no idea where it would come from. They were tempted to panic, to stress, to slip back into poverty thinking. But they held firm. They called that money by name every single day. They thanked it. They expected it. They took actions as they felt inspired, updating their resume, reaching out to old contacts, saying yes to opportunities that came up. And in the last week of the month, seemingly out of nowhere, they got contacted by someone who wanted to hire them for a freelance project that paid, you guessed it, exactly $3,000. And they could start immediately. These aren't rare exceptions. This is how it works when you understand the principles and apply them consistently. The universe is not playing favorites. It's not giving abundance to some people and withholding it from others based on some arbitrary judgment. It's responding to the frequency, to the clarity, to the expectation. Change your frequency by changing your words. Increase your clarity by naming your money specifically. Raise your expectation by treating money like it's already yours. Now, some of you might be dealing with deeper money wounds. Old stories that run so deep you barely notice them anymore. Stories about not deserving wealth. Stories about money being the root of all evil. Stories about rich people being greedy or selfish. Stories about how hard you have to work to earn money. Stories about your family always being poor so you'll always be poor. Stories about money and spirituality not mixing. These stories are chains, my dear. And it's time to break them. Let's clear some things up right now. Money is a tool. It's an amplifier. It makes you more of what you already are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous because now you have more to give. If you're kind, money gives you more ways to express that kindness. If you're creative, money gives you resources to create bigger and better. Money doesn't corrupt good people. It reveals character, yes, but it doesn't create bad character. If someone becomes terrible when they get money, they were already terrible. They just didn't have the resources to show it fully yet. There's nothing spiritual about being broke. Poverty doesn't make you noble. It doesn't make you more enlightened. It doesn't make you a better person. It just makes you tired and stressed and limited in your ability to help yourself and others. You're allowed to want money. You're allowed to call it in. You're allowed to be abundantly, joyfully, ridiculously wealthy. The universe doesn't have a scarcity problem. It created billions of galaxies with trillions of stars. It can certainly handle making sure you have enough money for your needs and your wants and your dreams. Some of the most spiritual, most giving, most loving people I know are also very wealthy because they understand that money is energy and they're good channels for that energy to flow through. They receive it gratefully and they share it generously, and it keeps flowing because that's what energy does when it's not blocked by guilt or fear or limiting beliefs. So tonight, right now, I'm giving you an assignment from the universe itself, delivered through me to you. Tonight, before you sleep, you're going to call money by name. You're going to be specific. You're going to write down the exact amounts you need and for what purpose. You're going to speak them out loud with confidence and expectation and absolute authority. You're going to thank them in advance. You're going to give them jobs to do. And then you're going to release them to the universe with total faith, knowing that what you've called is already on its way to you. Moving through the invisible realm into the visible realm, reorganizing circumstances and people and events to deliver itself to you in perfect timing. And here's where you come in, because I want to know what happens when you try this. I want you to comment below right now and tell me what specific amount you're calling in tonight. Write it down. Put it into the universe through your words. Say, I'm calling in X amount for Y purpose, and watch what happens. This isn't just about accountability, although that matters. This isn't just about participating, although that helps. This is about collective energy. When we all call our money by name together, when we all raise our frequency together, when we all expect abundance together, we create a wave that's absolutely unstoppable. We remind each other that we're not crazy, we're not alone, and we're definitely not powerless. We're creators. We're manifestors. We're children of an abundant universe that wants us to thrive. So comment below. Tell me your number. Tell me your purpose. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. Your abundance doesn't take away from anyone else's. There's enough for everyone. Your prosperity actually helps other people because it shows them what's possible, and it gives you more resources to share and contribute and create good in the world. And listen, if this resonates with you, if something shifted inside you while watching this, if you feel different now than you did 20 minutes ago, then you need to take a little but valuable effort to subscribe this channel, because we're just getting started. I'm going to be sharing more of these ancient prosperity principles that actually work. The ones that don't require you to twist yourself into a spiritual pretzel, or deny reality or pretend everything's fine when it's not. Real principles, practical methods, techniques you can use today, tonight, right now to shift your financial reality. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because next week I'm revealing the secret language that makes opportunities chase you instead of the other way around. And you're not going to want to miss it. I'm talking about the words that make people say yes to you, the phrases that open doors, the way of speaking that makes the universe move mountains on your behalf. But for now, for tonight, your only job is this. Call your money by name. Be specific. Be bold. Be expectant. Stop with the vague wishes and the general hopes and the fingers crossed may. Name your number. Give it purpose. Thank it in advance. Speak to it like it's already yours. Because here's the secret that changes everything. It already is yours. It's already been set aside for you. It's already moving toward you. You just have to call it home. You just have to give it permission to arrive. You just have to open your hands and your heart and your expectation to receive it. Remember, darling, you're not asking the universe for favors. You're not begging some stingy god to throw you scraps. You're claiming what's already yours. You're calling your money by name because you understand that specificity is power, that your words are creative forces, that your faith is substance, that your expectation is magnetic, and that the universe is waiting eagerly, joyfully, excitedly to give you everything you've been too vague or too afraid or too stuck in lack thinking to ask for. Money is not your problem. Money has never been your problem. Unclear communication has been your problem. Poverty language has been your problem. Vague wishing has been your problem. Lack of specificity has been your problem. But that ends tonight. Right now, this moment. From here forward, you speak differently. You think differently. You expect differently. You call your money by name. And the universe has no choice but to deliver. The universe obeys when you call money by name, because you're finally speaking its language. You're finally operating as the powerful creator you were always meant to be. You're finally using your words as the tools they were designed to be. You're finally understanding that you're not a victim of circumstances, but a creator of circumstances. And money, that faithful friend, that willing servant, that flowing energy has just been waiting for you to call it clearly, so it knows where to go. So go ahead right now. Don't wait. Write down those numbers. Speak them with authority. Give them purpose. Thank them in advance. Feel them as already yours. And then watch with absolute wonder as the universe rushes to fulfill the very specific order you just placed. Watch as opportunities appear. Watch as ideas come. Watch as money shows up in expected and unexpected ways. Watch as your bank account changes. Watch as your financial life transforms. Not because you got lucky, not because you finally deserved it, but because you finally understood how to speak the language of abundance, because you finally learned to call your money by name. Your abundant life is waiting. Your money is ready to come home. All it needed was for you to call it clearly, specifically, confidently, by its exact numerical name. Now go do it. The universe is listening. The universe is responding. And darling, it's about to deliver in ways that will absolutely delight you, surprise you, and prove to you once and for all that you are not powerless. You are not limited, and you are certainly not forgotten. You're a beloved child of an abundant universe, and it's time you started living like it. Sweet dreams.